You know what's happening on the 11th of February, don't you?
Uh, no.
Sunderland versus Liverpool.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'll be driving from bloody Devon to see him that
Oh
day.
well.
So, and considering we've got to drop the keys off for the house at estate agents and crap like that,
hmm
it's gonna be probably 5 o'clock
Well, we are
before we
live,
get there.
guys. We are live right now. Hello to welcome to the Let's Get Carried Away show with myself, Rob, and Bounty, and a flu-ridden Malta. How you doing, lads?
Yeah,
Of
good.
course.
Thanks, Stu. Slightly damp, but then again, I live in Devon. It's always damp in Devon.
And I've just got a cold.
That's everyone's having it. Hello to Andrew Moore, Las Palmas, MACKEM, you okay? And I was very interested in what you were saying before, Malta, there about the transfer window has been open sort
For
of for
15 days.
15
It's been
days.
all, and the
It got
only major signings really have been former Sunderland striker Anton Semenyo going to Man City
Mhm.
and Conor Gallagher bringing his Spanish trip to an end and going to Chelsea. Did he go to Chelsea, did he?
Tottenham.
Tottenham. Oh, yeah, that's right. Tottenham hijacked that at the last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Only he
that's
wanted
good.
because he know.
But I tell you what is interesting is that Pep Guardiola and Manchester City are prepared to let Oscar Bob go for
Yeah.
£30 million, and I think Sunderland should be all over that transfer.
Mm.
I think he's an exact ideal type of player who we should be looking to attract. You know, he's quick, he scores goals. He's played with some of the best players in the world, and he's played under the best coach in the world, right? You
Oh,
know,
he's played for Red just before, has he?
I as a kid, man, uh-huh. And you know, he's played at the Stadium of Light, so he knows what it's like. And oh, I think honestly, that'd be a proper signal of intent. And it's not like we'll run over the £30 million we do, right?
Yeah.
It'd be a great signing for. To be honest, it'd be a great signing for any team in the Premier League. But I don't think Man City would sell him to one of the top four, top six rivals. So I think Arsenal, Chelsea, obviously not Man United, Newcastle, and Villa. I think all those are sort of off the table right now, because Man City are doing well, but they're not flying.
No.
So they've got to be wary that, you know, that extra player could push any of those teams to challenge them for second or even first.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I think it'd work for Man City and it'd work for us, unless he goes abroad.
Depends on where the money is for a lot of them,
Do you
though,
think
doesn't it?
perhaps as well, Malta, the fact, and Rob, the fact why possibly we ain't signed anyone is because the fact the board perhaps are thinking that we're safe and
No, not at all.
not at all.
We are safe, right? But you know what it is? Summer and the Everton game showed us the intent of Kira Louis-Dreyfus, right? That he signed ready-made Champions League, Europa League experienced internationals to come in, right? You know, Roofs was a £9 million gamble, which has paid off tenfold because he's the best goalkeeper in the Premier League.
Yep.
He's not really, he's rubbish. Any scouts who are watching and listening, he's rubbish. You know, he's got no positional awareness. He's really short. He's only 5'4". Got tiny, weedy hands and that. He's got no reflexes at all.
Hang
Yeah.
on. What's that? Oh, it's distinct bullshit.
Right. So, I think you see, they will be thinking for next season as well. Statement signing for next season, because we do really want to push for that top 10 place. I think even seventh, which is Europa Conference League, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th this season, I think, is going to be decided really tightly by a point or goal difference. That's how tight the margins are going to be.
Yeah, and that puts us at a bit of a disadvantage because we're not scoring a lot. We're not conceding them, but we're not scoring a lot of goals.
We're not. We're not.
Interestingly, I had a quick look on CABBIE's channel earlier, and I see that article you've published about Jocelyn T-Bar or Tabby.
CABBIE.
Never heard of him. Never come across the guy. What's the genuine know on him then, guys?
Well, for a player who doesn't even have a Wikipedia page, right?
Yeah.
He's Israeli.
Right.
Right. And it's basically from the Celtic podcasts. It's like, why are Celtic buying him? You know, he like, if he doesn't even have a Wikipedia page, that tells you a lot about a player, right?
Yeah, does, done it.
You know, I'm sure even the cabbie's probably got a Wikipedia page.
Right? I don't know. I can check on Google for it.
Haven't you got to make one? Haven't you got to make one yourself?
Well, it depends if there's enough. If there's enough information out there, then you can sort of claim it, because it might just AI might just like build it like that. But yeah, he failed his medical, because he did have a medical with Celtic, and he failed his medical. And so I don't know if it's failed on something serious, or that he needs to recover and then come back for that. So there's not much really, you know, there's not much information about him.
Weird. Yes.
No, apparently you don't have a Wikipedia page, Stu.
I ain't surprised. I was going to catch up on the chat. Hello. He says, I think overall it'll be a quiet window, relatively, says Andrew Moore. Hello to Steve SAFC. He says, doesn't like we are signing anybody at all. Andrew says, Malta, we all know he'll be on the radar on most of the huge European and UK clubs now. Steve also says, only Wolves have scored less. Evening, lads, says John Bell. Hello, Colin Major. He says, good evening, lads. I think we could be FA Cup winners this year. Of course, the league is more important, but I've just got one of those feelings. How desperate would you say we are in need of a striker and wingers, for example? A lot of people saying it's wingers we mostly need. We haven't got anybody that puts any quality into the box.
We've got a plethora of wing midfielders. We've got lots of players that can play in that midfield wing position, but no, we don't have a Nicky Summerby. We don't have a Magic Johnson that can skin people and cross the ball on a minute by minute basis. But I think only playing one up front most of the time makes that difficult, because even with Summerby and Johnson, you had Big Niall Quinn and Kev Phillips. One knocks it down, the other one pokes it in the net.
What we need is like
that now.
We need that player who can not just put the balls in, skin a man, go past a player, but also score as well. It's basically somebody in the mode of Mo Salah.
Yeah.
Right, a goal scoring winger is actually what we need. Traore is out for, is it 6 weeks? Regis was saying in his press conference today.
Yeah.
Right. So, we need. I think that's where we need to strengthen. To be honest, I'd keep Mundle. Yeah, I'd keep Mundle. I definitely wouldn't let Mundle be going anywhere, right? And because he does, he does have a turn of pace. He is a good player, and he's got a lot of ability and potential. But I think it's that And you know what it is? I wouldn't say no if we got another striker in. I would not say no if we got another striker in. Somebody with Premier League or European experience who's actually got a decent striking rate.
Yeah, it's nice, but any striker that's available is going to attract massive amounts of attention and massive fees if they are regular goal scorers in the top leagues. And would we be wanting to be spending 80, 90 million quid on one player?
I mean, I know the prices going up and up and up all the time, don't they? It's we need something. I mean, like I say, I'm still on the fence, thinking, you know, is Isidore Premier League quality? I do think so, but I also don't think so. Meander, I've not seen enough of. Mr. Brobby, I've also really seen not enough of. He's had chances he's missed, but until we get that really good service into the box to create chances for our forwards, I cannot really judge, and that's the tricky thing. I mean, I know Isidore's missed a couple of like one-on-one cities and stuff, but I mean the best players in the world can also do that. But we seem to have a lot of possession in these games, and we're passing the ball around a lot quicker than what we were in the championship days and stuff. But we just don't seem to be doing much in the final third, really. The odd flash of brilliance every, say, 35 minutes or something like that, and sometimes brings you a goal, but that's about it. Hello to Andy as well, who's taking the mickey out of my HDMI cable again. Heaven's sakes, I don't know. I mean,
this is gonna run and run and run.
It certainly is.
Evening, Kingfisher.
Hello, Kingfisher. So, what do you reckon of that then, Rob? Malta.
Yeah, it's. I think you're right in what you're saying. Isidore can do it, but not consistently enough. Brobby, not even sure he's got a full game in him yet. He's got a good touch. He does hold the ball up really well, but the problem with that is we haven't got the support normally coming in for him.
With Brobby has done it though. You know that season he had 2 years ago.
Yeah,
right?
well, he got 24, wasn't it? He got
right, and he was the top scorer, right?
Yeah.
So Brobby has done it. So we know he can do it, right? The pace of the game in the Championship to the Premier League is very different. In the Premier League, you do get a bit more time on the ball, right? Because of VAR as well. You know, defenders kind of go in and and midfielders as well. They kind of go in and make mental tackles because they know that VAR will just get them, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to be. You said about 80, 90 million pounds. No, Sunderland aren't going to be in for an 80, 90 million pound player unless we've done a couple of seasons in Europe, to be honest. Right?
Yeah, no, I would agree.
We're going to be at the 30, which is what we spent on Diarra, right? To, I would say, a maximum of 50, right? But that 50 would have to have come from Tony Bloom, Jamestown Analytics. This player has got all of the data behind him as well. And to be honest, I trust Gasolfi like anything. He knows players, right? He's got a great record. Lefay was one of his as well. He took Lefay to Roma, right?
Yeah.
And you were talking about wingers. Lefay can play also out on the wing as well.
Yes.
We have seen Lefay play on the wing successfully. Once Diarra's back in the team next week, then we'll see how's he going to play that, because he's going to have Siddiqui, Diarra, Xhaka, and then does he put Lefay out on the wing?
Thing is, Lefay's preferred position is central midfield. It's not left or right wing. or left or right midfield. It's central midfield. However, he's competing in that area with Siddiqui, with Xhaka. Do you play him as an inside forward and play him a little bit further up the field next to Brobby?
I'd definitely play him in sort of as an inside forward with maybe a roaming pass,
Yeah,
to link that play up with Robbie, and even as a false nine.
yeah. I wouldn't disagree with that. But I think Marco's just said something similar. We're going to need to be spending a fair chunk of money on players. We've done the defense. We've got a good defense. We've got a good center of midfield is really, really strong. And this goes back to something that CABBIE and myself were discussing with our black and white friends a couple of weeks back in the MACKEMs versus Magpies show. That do we replace our fullbacks with wingbacks to give us more options on the right and left of midfield, rather than having them as fullbacks? Do we push them that little bit further forward and play them as sort of wing backs with a left and right midfield, so you're doubling up on the wings?
I think every player that comes into the Sunderland side has to probably be able to play a fluid couple of positions, like an Alderete, like a McGeely, right? That's what Regis Labrie, he's looking for players who can actually, going forward, can do one job, and in defence can do a different job.
Yeah. No, that was my point. Is maybe I'm not saying we don't have it, and I'm not saying we don't do it, but in my mind, that would just strengthen our wings.
Oh yeah,
in defence and attack.
Out and out wing backs. I mean, Ronaldo has played as wing back for Atletico Madrid.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And then that Real Madrid defender who's available, he's also played as a wing back with Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And he's won 2 European Cups, and he's won 3 La Ligas, and it's like trophy laden, fully decorated. And I was just thinking, oh my God, Sunderland, it's even in the conversation. Sunderland is even in the conversation for this guy.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah, it's a different planet to the one we lived on last year, isn't it?
Well, for the last 8 to 10 years.
And I mean, John Bell mentioned earlier on about Gui from Chelsea, who arrived, played a couple, left. Regis probably does know what we need, but whether he's been able to find them, I don't know.
Oh, I think that the scouting team, right? We've got data analysts, we've got a full scouting team, and I'm sure that they're also utilising what's our board member who's from South America? I forget what he's called now. Poyet's mate.
Yeah, I know.
The politician.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Okay. Yeah, right. I'm sure there will be, Alderete from Paraguay. I'll take another Paraguay player. Yeah. And then we've got the World Cup coming up as well. We've got the World Cup, and you think we wouldn't have had scouts at the SAFCON? We would have had a load of scouts at SAFCON.
I'm sure we have. But I'm sure virtually every other Premier League club's had scouts out there as well. So
especially after our start.
Sartori.
Juan Sartori.
Hello, Brendan. You're right. The thing, I mean, would you be disappointed if we didn't get anybody in the transfer window, then, lads? Would you be?
No. I wouldn't be disappointed.
I wouldn't be disappointed, but I would like to see a few players leave. I'd like to see Dan Neil go for his own well-being. You know what it is? He's been a fantastic servant to the club, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a lad like that, he needs to play.
Yes.
He's not, unfortunately, he is not of the standard of a Xhaka, Siddiqui, Diarra, but even Chris Rigg. Chris Rigg is ahead of him.
You think so?
In the well, on Saturday, right? He was nowhere near. He was nowhere near getting on. Chris Rigg got on. He wasn't. Chris Rigg started games. He hasn't started a game. He's played 13 minutes for in the Premier League. Right?
It's not good for Neil. He, as you say, he needs to be playing footy. And he's not going to be doing that at Sunderland.
What do you think Dan Neil's lacking then?
A bit of pace, technical nous on the ball.
That's what I was just about to say.
Temperament. Temperament as well. Even ability. His ability. You can't really. Granit Xhaka was the 16th best player in the world when he signed for Sunderland, right?
Yeah.
You can't really compare players with Xhaka.
No, you can't.
But if you compare him to Diarra, Siddiqui, and Rigg is the only one who you could compare him with. But where Dan Neil is now, that's the bottom end of Rigg's ability.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas Rigg, I'm sure will go on and will be in England international and get 50 caps. And hopefully that's while he's playing for Sunderland, right? He's going to have the tutelage of a Granit Xhaka, of Diarra, Siddiqui younger. But, again, they're internationals who have played in the Europe, in the Champions League, in the SAFCON, going to be going to the World Cup, right? Xhaka he's a club captain, he's a world captain of an international side who's going to the World Cup, and he's played 133 games or something for Switzerland, right?
Yep.
That experience that he's got, and the players who are under his wing in the club, they're going to learn so much.
Yeah.
And then even like if you look at our assistant manager, who was assistant manager at AC Milan, right? Yeah. And then he was assistant manager at that Saudi team who what do you call the place for? Cristiano Ronaldo. He was assistant manager of Cristiano Ronaldo last season.
Yeah.
And he was offered the Al Nassr job actually, but he turned it down because he wanted to come to the Regis Lebris Sunderland what are they calling it? Project.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if we don't sign anybody, that's okay. You know what it is? We're staying up, right? If we don't sign anybody, it's fine. But we are only 1 or 2 injuries away, and that's where we've got to think of, our bench, right?
Yeah.
I'll put it out there right now. I think Arsenal will win the title. Man City might have a better starting 11, but Arsenal have got a better 20. Arsenal's subs bench is so strong.
Yeah.
This
year, Man City are in a sort of a bit of a transition, and theirs isn't.
Why do you think the board are sort of stalling at the minute? Then they're quite comfortable with the way things are at the moment. But it's a good point what you're saying there. It's like, heaven forbid, something happens to Xhaka or Robbie, because it can happen. Of course, it can.
And it does happen.
Who forgot?
Well, this is the thing. Don't think that the board are sitting quietly, right? Yeah. If the right player becomes available, the money is there. The right player comes available. The player has got to fit into. He's got to fit into the squad. He's got to. What does Regis Lebris always say? Connected with the team, right?
Yep.
Whichever players we sign now have got to connect with the team. I'm sure they will be taking Granit Xhaka's opinion on any player we sign.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. interestingly, I mean, Steve's just made a comment about Diarra and Talby in the AFCON final.
Mhm.
Now, we have not seen a lot of Diarra. He played the first 3 or 4 games, then got himself injured.
Mhm.
So we've not seen a lot of him. Now, could he cover Xhaka if he got injured?
Probably.
I don't know. I
Mm.
don't know. Possibly. Siddiqui he's non-stop running, but he doesn't seem. He's not an unfailed manager like Xhaka is.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing.
We've not seen it, but then again, we've only ever seen Siddiqui play alongside Xhaka, and Xhaka's the unfailed manager. So,
But then, you know what it is? If Jack was to go off injured, and let's just say he misses 4 games, right? Who becomes the de facto on-field captain?
well, that you would expect that to be Diarra, to be
Diarra.
honest.
Would it not be Ballard? It'd be Ballard for me.
Wouldn't be Neil, would it?
It'd be
No,
Ballard
wouldn't
as
be Dan
captain.
Neil.
Ballard is also captain Northern Ireland as well.
Yeah, but
I mean, Diarra isn't he wasn't he under 21 captain? See, we've got a few international captains. Ronaldo is an international captain as well.
yeah, yes, yeah. It's an interesting one, but I mean, Diarra and Xhaka play similar positions, don't they?
Hmm.
So I would have guessed Diarra would be the instant cover
Mhm.
if Xhaka was injured. But by the same token, having them both in the same team just makes the midfield immensely strong, along with Siddiqui
Oh yeah.
running around like a lunatic. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the comments about, Steve's comment about Portuguese league, Steve again about looking at some of the top quality championship players.
Championship
To,
players are not for us.
I was
No,
just,
Oh God,
I
no.
was just
not for
about to
us.
say that would we find anything in the championship that
No,
would be
let's
of
not do
use?
Ipswich.
The other comment that caught me mind, and I think it was from Grindon, reference Gasolfi being on the board of Monaco, and if we do get into Europe, he might have to give that up. I don't think it applies to the board. I think it only applies to the owners.
Mm-hmm.
So the majority, if say for instance,
because the Leeds chairman is also on the board at Rangers.
yes, yeah, but the owner, I think the issue with Crystal Palace this season was the fact that their owner also was the majority shareholder in one of the French clubs that got into Europe, and
Was it
they
not a Greek
finished
club or Greek? Was it not the Greek club?
whichever
Mm.
it was. But
Yeah.
he was majority shareholder in Crystal Palace, and he was majority shareholder in another club that also got into Europe but finished higher than Crystal Palace. Therefore,
Yeah.
they took priority.
Mhm.
It's not to do with, I don't think it's the individual board members, it's
Yeah,
the
because
own them.
Gasolfi's not a shareholder.
Yeah, it's the shareholders that are the important part of that. I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm correct on that one, but that's what I thought.
Yeah, I think on company law, he's just an employee at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
don't think.
Steve said the same there. If Monaco get into the Champions League and we got a Europa, it wouldn't matter, Brad. I don't think it'll matter anyway because Dreyfus he is the majority shareholder in Sunderland.
Oh well, there's still plenty of time for the transfer window, I suppose. I mean, what we've brought in's been amazing, and you still disagree with me, Malta thing, like they're not signing anyone because they think, oh, we're safe, we'll be all right this season, let's concentrate for next season. They wouldn't dare gamble that.
Yeah, and my apologies to Grindon. It was that Marco who made the comment about board member at Monaco. So yeah, my apologies, mate. Sorry about that. I know I'd seen the comment, but I thought it was yours, but it was Marco's.
Aye, well, it's just how can I put it? I think. Do you not think as well? It's because we had such an amazing transfer window in the summer. It's kind of like, well, we're nowhere near what we were in the summer. It's maybe so that's why it's like not as good, because of the fact we were just amazing in January. In the summer we literally signed a new team.
Yeah.
And
Do we
like, all
want
of a
another
sudden
one?
it's like, oh wait a minute, we should have at least 6 signings by now. What's going on?
Yeah. Yeah. Do we want to sign another team?
What you've got to remember is that most of these players, we didn't hear nothing until they'd signed. That's the way Sunderland are doing their business. We will hear pretty much nothing until the player has signed.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's an interesting one. But as you were saying, other than Spurs signing what's his face from Atletico
Gallagher.
and yeah, Gallagher, and who was the other one you mentioned?
Semenyo.
Semenyo moving to Man City, which has been on the card since last summer, really. That not many teams in the Premier League have made any signings. It's just think it's going to get really busy in the next 2 weeks.
I mean,
Yeah, you would think Wolves, West Ham, Notts Forest are going to be wanting to spend whatever they can to try and just dig themselves out of the shit, to be honest.
I think Wolves are gone. I don't think there's anything they can do. I think that they're just too far gone. The simple fact is the teams above them, say the next 4 or 5 teams above them, is not going to drop enough points till the end of the season for them to catch them up. It's the same with Burnley as well. You know, I think the teams above them, the percentage wise, they're not going to drop all them points. And the percentage wise, Wolves and all of a sudden is not going to get all them points as well to catch them. It's just I just don't think it's going to happen at all.
No,
it's a fight between West Ham and Forest. That's what I think. Because I think Leeds are just going to get stronger and stronger. I really do.
Leeds. I've always thought Leeds wouldn't go down this season. I did think Burnley. I think if I recall, I thought the 3 teams to go down this season were Wolves, Burnley, and I originally said West Ham, but on the back burner I had Brentford because Brentford lost half their team and their manager, and everybody thought they were going to struggle. I thought they were going to struggle, but they've proved everybody wrong.
It is. I mean, there's still plenty of time left to go, but I mean, is it looking? Do you think Sunderland will finish the end of the season the highest position out of the 3 promoted teams that got promoted?
Yes, I do. I really do think we'll do that.
Same. I mean, I think for Sunderland and Leeds, the target this season has always been survival and then build next year, right?
Yeah.
Leeds, obviously, they've had the Red Bull takeover. And Burnley, the signings that they've made weren't really like you were thinking. The only player, like I was thinking, Kyle Walker-Peters. The rest, not good enough, to be honest.
Yeah. Just looking at Steve's comment. Walter wants to play for Sunderland. Should we look at signing him from our neighbours? Because to be fair, he did score a cracking goal fairly recently.
That's I don't know.
I don't think he'd be any better than Robbie, to be honest.
Whereas the money that Newcastle have spent on their strikers, right?
Yeah.
They've not really got value for money. they've not really had that return. I mean, Voldemort had a little bit of a scoring spell at the start, but then it sort of dried up. I don't know how many goals he scored this season. But, you know, they've not really got that return that they thought they were going to get by spending, what, north end of 160, 170 million pounds?
Yeah. 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 David Knight's got a good point as well, and maybe if anybody's got any ins with Fulwell 73, it would be well worth them doing another Netflix series.
Let
Yeah,
me send Leo Pearlman a quick message right now.
Yeah, you do that, Matt.
the thing is, I mean, they've massively missed out on one there, haven't they? You know, the three series, the three series that they did. The third one, I would say, was a little bit rushed, wasn't it? Because they only sort of got together to catch the end bit of the season. We got promoted. Well, Alex Neil, if you remember, I think there was only 3 episodes of it, wasn't there?
Yeah.
So, you know, the other thing as well, though, you've got to get the buy-in from the manager. If Regis Lebris doesn't want it, it's not going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And we were the first team to actually do a football documentary, Premier Passions.
Yeah.
And then we were the ones who kick-started it. Like, now every team's pretty much had a documentary, right? You know, but again, we kick-started it with Sun Until I Die. That's brought us lots of new fans as well, you know. And then, to be honest, I don't think we need it. You know, it was good. It was emotional. I have rewatched it a couple of times, you know. And hopefully in 3 or 4 seasons, we'll rewatch it again. I'll think, oh my God, look at how far we've come. But even, you know, I mean, I remember that Moyes' press conference, his first game. Oh yeah, we're in a relegation battle. You know.
Yeah.
And we just did a double. The Chris Coleman, we just did a double relegation. You know.
Yeah.
And it was like how I feel right now for Sunderland compared to how I felt when we got relegated when we went down at home to Burton, right? Oh my God, it's just like a billion miles away. It's not even a million miles away. Yeah. And I'd say that for the fans who have went through all that crap, I think we'll all feel the same.
And if if the manager doesn't want anything to do with it outright, that there's nothing you can do. But you know, look into the future. Nobody knows. But I mean, we just don't want to make that mistake of like being in the Premiership and then coming out of it again. It's like I want us to be here for indefinitely. Do you know what I mean? You can't tell me we can't be here for years and years and years to come and consecutively keep ahead of the 3 teams that come up from the Championship, because basically that's what you're aiming for, isn't it? Literally, is as long as you keep ahead of the 3 teams getting promoted every season, you're fine. You know, and you should be miles ahead. If done right, you should be miles ahead of the teams that's getting promoted from the Championship, should you not?
Yes, you should. You should.
And yet again, you have to look at the fact is, well, what's West Ham done wrong? They've been in the Premier League for quite a while.
But you know what it is? You know, West Ham, you've got to look at West Ham. It's been a couple of years of decline since they won the Europa League. No, it was the Conference League, right? They've had a couple of years of decline. They lost Moyes.
Yeah.
You know, who won that trophy for them, right? And then they lost Declan Rice and Curry. You know.
Declan Rice would be like us losing Xhaka.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
I mean, it's very difficult to replace a talismanic player like him. And then who was that West Ham player who retired as well? You know, the one who like spent his whole career there. I forget his name now. And he retired, and that was like, you know, he was a fabric of West Ham.
Yeah. How long ago was that?
That was after they won the Europa Conference.
I think I know who you're on about.
Right? So
I know exactly who you mean. I just can't remember his bloody name.
Nah.
And I like Dougie's comment there, Stuart, about whether you're going to do the halftime entertainment with misheard lyrics.
I've just done my latest one with ABBA, actually. So
I saw that one.
the wife's just about ready to divorce us if I carry on putting the videos up.
So
So
you've got another 10 lined up, have you, mate?
Oh, absolutely. I've got 100.
right, well, I'll wait for you to do a Bob Marley one, Cabby.
Which one's that?
Just do any Bob Marley one, misheard lyrics.
I'll absolutely do.
You'd
Try
have to
my
have a
best.
look into it. Right. So going back to the promoted clubs and then what have these ones done wrong, right? Like last season, Man United and Spurs were struggling near the end of the season, right?
Yeah.
Well, they were struggling for most of the season, actually.
They were.
You know, and then they picked up a few wins near the end to stay upright. And you've got your Bournemouths, your Brightons, and your Brentfords, who are going to be consistent top 10 sides and pushing for Europe and pushing for a League Cup or an FA Cup, right? Crystal Palace had a decent league season last year and they won the FA Cup. And now they're in the Conference League, which they could win the Conference League, to be honest. Because I've watched, obviously, like everybody, I watch a lot of football, right? And the Premier League has got such a vast gap across all of the European leagues, right? It's like, if you look at Italy, you've got Inter and AC Milan, and Inter got to the Champions League final, right? And obviously in Spain, you've got Real Madrid and Barcelona. And after that to go some seasons, just depends on how Simeone does. And in Germany, it was Bayern Munich all the time. Then you had that one season when Xhaka went there and he won the league. I think that was Leverkusen's first ever league title as well, right? And then it was normal services resumed. Harry Kane, right?
Yeah.
Those clubs are strong. But if you look at like your Stuttgarts and your Dortmunds and Atlanta and people like that, right? Hertha Berlin, all these other sides.
Championship level.
You know what it is? Lower end Premier League, right? And any Premier League side who gets into Europe literally has got a chance of, especially in the Conference League and the Europa League, of winning it, right? And last season, Chelsea won the Europa League, right? Villa have won the Conference League. Did Villa win the Conference League? Or was that West Ham won the Conference League?
I think it was West Ham, wasn't it?
West Ham won the Conference League, right? Man United under Mourinho won the Europa League.
Yeah.
And pretty much, and it was two English sides got to the final last season of the Europa League, and those two sides, right, finished 17th and 15th in the Premier League. So, I think, I'll talk about Tony Bloom and James Tower Analytics until I'm blue in the face, because what his software does and what he does is like, Hearts are 6 points clear of Celtic in the Scottish Premier League. They were down to 10 men at 0-0 and they still won the game 2-0. They were down to 10 men on Saturday and they still won the game. Right? And he is identifying the players. I mean, this Claudio Braga is amazing. I'd love him at Sunderland, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right? And what will happen is he'll do maybe one more season in the SPL, and then just like how Celtic sell players for 25, 30 million, he'll be the next Scottish export going into the Premier League or to Scotland or to Italy, because there's a lot of Scottish players have gone from Scotland to Italy, and because the Italian league it's good for them, but these players, some of them were just like mediocre in Scotland and even in England. It's like, who's the Man United lad? McTominay.
McTominay. Yeah.
McTominay. And he won player of the season in Italy.
Yeah.
and they won the league title.
Speaks volumes, doesn't it? Italian
Right.
league's not what it used to be.
It's not what it was back in Gazza's day, Maldini's day, obviously,
No.
right? When Italy was its absolute strongest, and all four of the Italian giants were like feared across the whole of Europe.
They were.
But now it's like Juve, Inter's the only real team that, any European side would fear is Inter. And that's it. And against AC Milan, every team who comes up against them from Europe will think, we've got a chance. It's AC Milan, But Inter's like again, they've got a really good side, but eventually 3 or 4 of their players will get picked off and they will go to Real Madrid, Barcelona, Man United, Man City. They'll get picked off into the leagues that are paying more money because, again, Italian football and Italian football TV rights is nothing compared to the Premier League, or they could end up going to Saudi.
This one's for David. David, he turned up.
He turned up indeed. There he is.
He's been asleep in his favourite office,
limelight, doesn't he?
Both of mine are fast asleep here in the front room.
Going back to what you said before, Malta, I think it was you that said it, the fact when I says, how come, West Ham have been in the Premier League for a while, and you said, well, they've lost the big talisman and all that. But, I mean, it could happen to anyone, couldn't it? It could happen to Sunderland. We could get, Granit Xhaka. He might not be here next season. I mean...
Granit Xhaka will be here till he retires.
Do you think he'd be here at Sunderland till he retires?
He's going to be at Sunderland till he retires. He's going to do his coaching badges, and then, he's here for the long run, right? And I hope he becomes assistant manager and then manager. I mean, Granit Xhaka as manager of Sunderland, right?
Oh my God!
Just think of the players that he could just phone up and say, right, all right, Mukiele, he just phoned up Mukiele and said, right, you're coming to Sunderland, and Mukiele just said, right, I'll pack my bags, I'm on my way.
How many years did we sign him? How many? What's his year contract we signed him?
I think it was a 3-year contract we got him on. Yeah.
But then I think after that, you see, there's lots of things that we don't know about, but he's here for the long plan. He's here for the Kirill Louis Dreyfus's 10-year plan, right?
Yeah.
And Kirill Louis Dreyfus's 10-year plan, if I was to take a guess of what it is to get into the Champions League and win a trophy.
Yeah.
Do you know, Granit Xhaka, am I right in saying he what friendly match did he play at the warm-up pre-season at the Stadium of Light? What game was it? Was it a Spanish side we were playing?
I will play the Sociedad.
What was the score again?
We got beat 1-0, didn't we?
Aye.
Yeah.
At the Stadium of Light.
Yeah.
And did you notice straight away at the Stadium of Light? I got the feeling when Granit Xhaka was on, it's as if he'd been with the club already for years.
Yeah.
It was just strange how the fact he just seemed to take control of everybody. Within a split second, all the players seemed to look up for him and take notice what he's doing.
Yeah. I mean, I went to all of the pre-season matches at the stadium, and I went to Hearts as well.
That was terrible, the Hearts one. Right.
But you know what it is? Hearts were 3 weeks ahead of us in the, what do you call it?
On the fitness and stuff. They were already playing in the league, weren't they?
And they played in the league. They played in the league on the week before, I think. I think they might have played a cup match maybe the week before.
It was something like that.
Yeah. Because the Scottish League Cup starts. And then, they've just been flying all season. But yeah, it was like when I watched them, and then that West Ham game. I've probably re-watched the West Ham game 4 or 5 times because it's just like we're back in the Premier League. It's just like it still feels a bit like a dream to.
Yeah, because we were all
be
sort of
honest.
wondering, weren't we? It was like that West Ham game was like, oh, is it just a one-game wonder? Because a lot of clubs get the honeymoon period when they first come up to the Premier League, and of course, the next week after that, we lost against Burnley.
Well, that was the thing.
But but we've just gone from strength to strength. It's a matter of fact. I mean, yeah, I mean, when you look at when I'm saying Sunderland need to like consolidate themselves for a long time in the Premier League to a fact where the fact like in our lifetime they might not get relegated again. I mean, is that too much hard to ask?
No, it's not. It's not. Do you know why it is? Right. If you look at the clubs in England in the Premier League, right, you can look at certain clubs and say they'll never get relegated. Arsenal, who've never ever been relegated.
Everton haven't either, have they?
Everton haven't since they got promoted. Liverpool won't get ever relegated. Man United, Man City may get relegated if the 114 or 118 charges stick and we get awarded the League Cup.
They might not even be in the league.
Yeah, well, exactly.
That's been decided though, hasn't it? They're not getting done.
No,
it's not getting done, man. It's
too big.
It was probably decided behind closed doors, and with not brown envelopes, with brown skips.
I thought that was a signed, sealed, and done deal. The Man City one.
And then you see, I mean, Villa was not that long ago that Villa got relegated. Can you remember?
Right? No, it wasn't. Yeah.
Right.
Not that long.
That was in the last 10 years. In the last 10 years, Villa were relegated.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not actually not that many years since Man City got relegated.
In the 80s.
No,
they were in League. They were in League One, the equivalent of League One now.
Yeah.
They were.
They did
were
what we
down
did.
In Division 2. Yeah. Right. And then the Mags, they got relegated under Ashley. Was it not twice they got relegated?
Yeah.
Did Chelsea get relegated? Were they in the old League One?
Chelsea were in the old League One as well back in the day as well. I remember that.
Wasn't that in the 80s or something? Didn't they get promoted as champions?
Yeah. So Chelsea were only on 2 league titles. They've overtaken us. Chelsea have overtaken what Man City have overtaken with, right? Since the Abramovich and the the Etihad money, right? Mm-hmm. But before that, Sunderland were up there, 6 league titles, with Everton, and then it was only Man United, Arsenal, and Liverpool and Aston Villa who were above us.
2001 to 2002.
Oh, you're right, Marco.
He got relegated.
Marco's right. When we played Espanyol, it was the reserve team because we turned out to be the first team played in Germany the day before. I think we won in Germany, didn't we?
We did.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Because there was a bit of disappointment because of a few of the fans were wanting to turn up the stadium, like to see some of the first team players, and it didn't happen. But yeah, well, you're right on that one. Yeah. It sounds easy to do, doesn't it? It sounds easy to do, and
it requires a lot of planning, and it requires a lot of motivation, right? And I think now we've finally got the board, the you know what it is? One of the big things about being in the Premier League is it is the backroom operation. It's not what you see every day. It's not the 11 on the pitch and the manager.
Yeah.
It's like, Man City, when they go away, right? They've got 2 coaches, which is not the team. They've got another 2 coaches, which is all their data analysts, their physios, their doctors, and all of Pep's backroom staff, right? Yeah. And that's the difference, and that's what we need to keep building on year. And so at some point, we'll be attracting the data analysts from your Real Madrids, your Barcelonas, and dare I say, from some of the, what do you call them? What do you call those? Like the top 6, top 7 clubs?
Cartel clubs.
The cartel clubs. Right. And even attracting, because it's non-playing staff, but some of these non-playing staff are equally important as
Yeah.
the people on the pitch.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah.
should already be a head start, shouldn't you? Say you're in the Premier League, you should already have a head start from the teams in the Championship. You should.
No, but you see, that's not the case. Ipswich, when they came up, right, and Luton, they did nothing to
No.
make themselves into Premier League clubs and Premier League outfits.
Ipswich spent about 100 million.
No, but on Championship players though.
Yeah, yeah, that's the difference. That was the difference.
And I doubt they did anything like to make the football operation into a Premier League type of operation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they're the differences that you see, which is like that's the Sunderland way, that's what we've done in the past. We've cut corners. I mean, when we got relegated, half the staff were let go at the stadium.
Yeah.
Tea ladies, like we weren't going to be doing as many executive boxes. All sorts of stuff was cut because like I say, you've got to cut your cloth accordingly, right? And so now we've been promoted, and we've got that extra layers of cloth, if that's what you want to call it. We've got the extra layers of cloth in now, and again, that just has to keep going and going until we really are a force, and we can become a force.
I mean, what mustn't obviously happen is the fact, like, look how long we were in the Premier League under the in the Peter Reid days, finishing twice 7th off top. How do we stop things like that happening again when it was just a disaster from the top, wasn't it? Usually the things collapse when you pull the brick from the bottom, but it seemed to be from the top. Worked its way downwards through the club, which made it rotten to the core.
And I think a lot of that was because
we're the yo-yo club, weren't we, for a few seasons? Mick McCarthy and Keano.
And Reid brought in some big name players. Andre Flores, one that springs to mind. Couldn't kick his way out of a wet paper bag. Who, strangely enough, he'd been fine when he was at Chelsea. He was just shite when he was at Sunderland. But then again, we've seen it work the other way around, where Torres went from Liverpool to Chelsea, and the guy just didn't stop scoring when he was at Liverpool, and he couldn't hit a barn door when he went to Chelsea. I think certain players, and this is sort of where I think Liverpool are struggling this season, is because Slot is trying to change the team. Last season's Premier League winning team wasn't his. It was
Klopp's side.
It was Klopp's side
that won the league,
and they were playing the way Klopp played. Now, and this is, and again, we've said this to our compatriots on Through Black and White Eyes, that what Liverpool are trying to do now is they're trying to set their team up to play to the strengths of the likes of Ekitike and Isaac in supplying them with the ball to get them to score the goals, rather than just giving it to Mo Salah, knowing for a fact he'd just go and score your goals for you. So, from that perspective, I can see what Slot's trying to do at Liverpool, but it's going to take a while. It's going to take him longer than he thought to do it, because I think he thought he could do it fairly quickly. That's not going to happen. And I think the way our club is now set up, I mean, Kirill Louis Dreyfus has got his head screwed on football-wise. He has got his head screwed on ultra tight, bearing in mind what his family have done in football. His father took Olympique Marseille to European Cup success.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Olympique Marseille were a second-rate club in France at the time. when they were taken over by the Dreyfus family. He's got his head. He's grown up around football. He's grown up around good football, and he's got his head screwed on the right way. He's also got plenty of money if he needs it. But and Las Palmas MACKEM's just said it. He's got the passion to be as good, if not better, than his dad.
Well, you know what is that's the thing. Is like I don't think he's sort of living in his dad's shadow as such, but I'm sure he's probably wanting to think that, you know what it is?
Yeah.
I want to do my dad proud and,
Yeah.
you know, take a club like Sunderland, who, again, when he took over, we were in League One. We were going nowhere fast, apart from maybe League Two. You know, take us into the promised land of Europe and winning a European trophy.
And I mean, Dougie's made a good comment there. Invest in the team instead of the infrastructure. Now, to be fair to Bob Murray, he didn't really have an option. Roker Park was falling to bits.
And we had the Taylor report.
After the Taylor report, it would have potentially cut the capacity at Roker Park down to something like 18,000.
Well, that's what it was actually. It was on that. I remember going to. Was it the last game against Everton?
Mm-hmm.
It was a very small capacity.
It was, and could Sunderland have survived getting crowds of 18,000? I don't think so.
Well,
I don't think they would have survived. I think they would have folded. And Bob Murray had to make sure that the money was invested in improving the infrastructure and the facilities for the club, i.e. we now have one of the best stadiums in Britain.
And just think how much it would cost to build the stadium right now. You'd be talking about, like, you know,
you'd be
looking
at
$1 billion.
Yeah, at least, and possibly a significant amount more because of the way it was built. Because they had to dig a big hole in the ground for the stadium, I remember.
Yeah.
Because the pitch is actually below ground level. So, unlike Tottenham's, which is so low down that they had to build it up on a ramp.
Mm.
I've just about come to the end of the show, but I'm going to have a laugh and look at this picture. And I actually phoned up Total Sport yesterday, and didn't phone up. I sent the message and it got read out, which was quite funny. We'll have a look and have a laugh at that display. Don't know if you can see it on the screen.
Not yet.
It should come up.
It's not. This isn't the Walter Marder one with the red and white striped shirt under the black and white shirt, is it?
Winter Dressel, how are you doing? They all reckon Patterson to Millwall. Have you heard anything? I've heard something similar to that, yeah. There we go. You should see the picture coming up now. Don't know if you can see it, Malta, or...
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I saw that one yesterday, mate.
What on earth is that?
What
Chad.
is it?
It's Chad, isn't it?
All right, okay.
Oh, dear me. I mean, I sent a message to Andor saying, what on earth was that in the crowd as a display? Was it the Weymouth Bridge, Andor, and all that? I started laughing in the studio, but it made us chuckle, like.
Actually, to be honest,
Pac-Man or something.
It looks like an average Newcastle fan.
Aye.
And I had to do me batteries not included picture on the right, because I mean, if you've seen that film, it was like, oh, and it was like, didn't we do something similar-ish though? And it was like, it didn't quite look as what it was supposed to be. I'm trying to think what it was again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It weren't that long ago.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the Sunderland fans were saying, what exactly is that?
Yeah.
You know, it was only that you mentioned the Tyne Bridge that I'm now thinking it looks a bit like a bridge.
The Weymouth Bridge, aye.
Yeah, the Weymouth Bridge.
They try to be too technical with the pictures and everything, and it doesn't work. Just with you holding flags up, does it? Or thingies and stuff. But I had a. And
yet our display for Remembrance Day.
Oh, that was amazing!
Absolutely superb.
Wasn't it?
And that was so well done. It was unbelievable.
So what you guys doing tonight then, Malta? Are you having the lem sip in your head over a steamed bowl with a tea towel over your head?
Well, not a steamed bowl, but I've got one of those. What do you call it? You know, those like candle, a tea light holder thing.
Yeah.
And with some stuff that my wife bought from Dubai. Like it's really good for like clearing the sinuses because I've got sleep apnea as well. So
Aye.
it's like when you've got a cold and you've got blocked nose and then you're trying to sleep with a CPAP machine, it's like you can't sleep. You can't sleep, and it's just like it's just really irritating, to be honest.
Have you tried Olbas soil?
Yeah. Oh, well, this is basically, you know what Olbas is made of.
Yeah.
It's basically the pure material of that.
Ah, right. Yeah, because Olbas soil just do not get it on the skin under your nose because you'll not get rid of the bloody smell for days.
No. So with the Olbas, you see what I normally do with the Olbas is I'll put a couple of drops on a tissue and then fold the tissue into four and then put that under my pillow. But obviously with the CPAP machine, just can't do anything. Anyway, shall we quickly just do some predictions for Crystal Palace?
I've just like I said, someone's just been getting annoyed in the background. How dare we forget Tinsel? He's been trying to butt in. Tinsel, sorry, I nearly forgot about you. How you doing? You all right? That's a good lad. He says, how do I know he's actually a lad? Well, I don't know. I've not checked his giblets, I suppose. Right, you are then. Shall we dive in straight away to Sunderland against Crystal Palace? Tinsel, what do you reckon that's going to be between Sunderland and Crystal Palace? He reckons the draws are going to continue, and he reckons it's going to be 0-0. That's what the Tinsel says, 0-0. We need a win, Tinsel, but hey, you've got the right to say what you fancy. Malta Rob, what do you reckon?
I'm going with 3-1 because when we played Crystal Palace, they were on that 10-match unbeaten run.
Yeah.
Now they're on the 10-match not winning run.
Yeah.
Right. We need a league win on Saturday
to go back above the scum. Yeah.
Well, it's not just to reduce the gap. It's actually to get our season back on track. We've not won in the league since we beat the visitors.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've got to win on Saturday. There's no other result. We have to win.
I mean, do you think the African Cup of Nations have definitely affected how, you know, whether we're winning games or not?
Of course it has.
Yes.
Noah Siddiqui, you know, who was like the second. He's the second most. What's the word called? He's actually number 2 behind Xhaka in yards covered.
Yeah. I think now, early this morning, I was thinking 2-0, 2-1 to Sunderland. And then I realised what that dick on the BBC had done when I saw his predictions. He's actually predicting us. No, shithead, Sutton.
Oh, Sutton.
Yeah, he's predicting a Sunderland win, which of course he never gets our scores right, does he? So it's either going to be a draw or a loss. I would love to. Head says a couple of goals to Sunderland. Hart says a couple of goals to Sunderland. Sutton says we're going to win, which is probably put the mockers on it. So no, I'll go for a 2-1 for Sunderland.
Grindon says sack Tinsel. Tell Tinsel it's not too late for Paxo, says I'm going to stick my neck out. Sorry, Tinsel. 3-0 Sunderland. I think it's a bit long overdue before to have a proper convincing display, you know, and get a few goals popped in. It's like I'm going to go for that. What did you say again, Mal? You said 2-1, did you say?
No, 3-1.
You said 3-1.
And I'm going for 2-1.
And Tinsel, we're going to go for the Manchester derby on Saturday, and that will be a 12:30 kickoff. What do you reckon? The old Manx.
Home or away? Who's Man City
are at
home or away? Man City at home.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Sorry, Manchester United are at home. Sorry, Tinsel. He's getting annoyed with us, saying like we're talking over him. What did you say again there, Tinsel? Sorry. No, never mind. Forget it. Right. Okay. He reckons there's only one winner here, and that's Manchester City, and he reckons they're going to have a convincing 3-0 win at Old Trafford. I wouldn't say he's far wrong with that, to be honest with you. I'm going to go 2-0 Man City. Malta, Rob?
I think Man United could be in for an absolute bloody hiding. I think they beat City at the Etihad, didn't they? They won 2-1. Yeah, I think this is going to be revenge time. It wouldn't surprise me to say Man City put 4 or 5 past Man United. I'm going to go for 0-4.
I was going 4-1 again because Man United have got the new manager Carrick in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right.
Still got the same old crap team though.
Well, exactly right. Carrick against Pep. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
that's like Michael Carrick against Roy Keane, isn't it? No competition.
Exactly.
And final Tinsel, we've got Tottenham, who are not very good at home, against West Ham, who are just not very good at all. He reckons that West Ham are going to do them 2-0 on Spurs' patch. That could ruffle some feathers. What do you reckon, lads?
Yeah,
2-0 Spurs.
Not going to happen.
2-0 Spurs?
Yeah, it's not going to happen. 2-0 to Spurs. Yeah.
Are West Ham really that poor?
Yep.
Because Spurs aren't that good at home, are they? I'm gonna go for a 3-0 Spurs. So Tinsel, thanks for that. You got any plans tonight? Oh, good. He's having he said he's feeling a little bit foul. He's not up to things. He's gonna lie in bed and gonna take a hot water bottle up, I think. So hope you get well soon. Sorry, I nearly forgot about you there, Tinsel. Thanks for interrupting and letting us know. So we go again. A normal 3:00 kickoff at the Stadium of Light. No doubt we'll hear from Malta at the Stadium of Light with his chips.
Yeah.
And I hope you get well soon, because you might not be going to the game if you're feeling rough.
What are you talking about, man, Cabbie, man? What are you talking about?
He'll be better by then.
You'll be better
of
by
course.
then.
Of course I'll be better by then.
Or he'll suffer.
Mm-hmm. And good to see you.
Worst comes to worst, I'll go and join my uncle in the bloody 76 yards, man.
So Kev Atkinson got himself a new spot in Glasgow, which is good. So he will be joining us again in the nearest future. He's just he's had a lot on his plate, and he's getting his house sorted. So
he's got a new gaff, has he?
Kev's moved to Glasgow, has he?
No, he's still in Glasgow. I think he's just moved to a different part in Glasgow, Leicestershire.
Ah, right. Yeah.
So yeah, like you say, the Let's Get Carried Away clothing is still on the left. Don't forget to check that. Malta, do you want to give yourself a little plug? You've got a bit of a discount or something going on, is that right?
Yeah. So we've got a discount code. Use CABBIE at the MACKEM shop, and you'll get 10% off.
Fantastic. I'm going to have a good look at the shop tonight. I've not even bought out from Kev's at the minute, just trying to recover from the Christmas, and I've got a £400 tax bill to pay being self-employed, which needs to be in by the 31st of January. So I've got to get that in, or I'll be behind bars. Do you know what I mean?
Cabbie, I think you'd cry if I told you how much money it was.
I can imagine it. I can well imagine it. So we will see. No doubt you'll be here with Malta. With his chips at the Stadium of Light, and Rob, we'll probably see you.
Yeah, I'll be there on Saturday. No messing.
And a nice 3 points will do. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and don't forget we're also teaming up with the Through Black and White Eyes. We're doing that on the Monday show. We're on our home patch next Monday, so tune in for that, 8 o'clock, for a bit of banter, a bit of piss taking and stuff and that, which is good crack.
And just remember, we need some embarrassing pictures.
We do.
Well, that one that was on the that you showed earlier, Cabbie, that's got to be a good one, because we can always take the piss out of them for looking like Chad. And that one, if you can get a copy of that one that was on Facebook with Voltamada with the red and white shirt under the black and white stripes, that'd piss them off as well.
I like the Anthony Gordon one as well. He looks like the clown of The Simpsons.
I saw that one. Someone's animated that. It's funny as anything.
Sure.
Krusty
the Clown, that's the one. Anyway, good night, everybody. Thanks on the chat.